I'm deciding not to change the space pigtails because I think they're cute. I may be wrong. I may hate them when I start editing, but I kind of think they're cute, so we're gonna just run with them. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Maddie if you're new here. I hope your day is going well, and today we're gonna do a very long-awaited book haul because your girl wasn't buying books. I have not done a book outlet order since my last haul, which I think was in like November or October. It might have been in October, but it is March when I'm filming this, but I'm posting it in April. And oh, good lord, your girl has acquired some books. Just showing you guys or telling you guys like the books that I got from the library, because I got a lot of books from the library in April, but I read most of them. So I think that most of those books will just be in my like March wrap up, so go watch that if I have uploaded it by now. Hopefully I have, because I want this video to come up after that. But I'm going to show you the books that I have acquired since then. Some of them are library books, some of them are not. Most of them are not actually, because holy shit, I've acquired a lot of things over the last like couple of months. So let's go ahead and just dive right in, because otherwise we're going to be here all day. As with most of my hauls, they're not going to be in any certain order because they're just a stack of books and I'm just going to be taking from the top. And the first book that I've grabbed is Lady Mechana. I don't know, I don't know how to pronounce this. This is a steampunky graphic novel and it is so beautiful. The art is gorgeous. I highly recommend it. I actually bought the coloring book of this as well. I don't know where that went because now I just want to color, but if you like steampunky stuff, I recommend this. I've already read it. It's very good. The next on the stack is also a graphic novel. This is Deadly Class. This is the first volume. I have now read up to 4, but I've gotten the rest from the library. This is about a assassin high school, and I quite enjoy it. The artwork is really cool. It's very interesting storytelling wise, but I would say the female characters are kind of hard to differentiate between. They all look a lot alike, and that kind of bothered me for a couple of the volumes, but I highly enjoy this series. I'm glad I have the first one so I can loan it to people. And I just recently went to a used bookstore because I was like, hey, I haven't been buying books. I just think I haven't been buying books. I might as well treat myself. I ended up grabbing Last Call at the Nightshade Lounge by Paul Kruger. I have started reading this but the audiobook format. I borrowed it like, it's been like a year, and it was really interesting, but I'm really bad at reading audiobooks, and I didn't end up delving into it, and I brought this home, and my roommate was like, hey, I already own that. I could have let you borrow it, and I'm like, oh, well, now I have my own copy. Great. I mean, I'm really excited about it. I think it has something to do with a bar that's called the Nightshade Lounge. And I think it actually has recipes in it, which is exciting. But I'll let you know how I feel about it whenever I get to it, which may or may not be that soon. A book that I've been eyeing at my store for like probably 3 months is Wake of Vultures by Lila Bowen. This was actually, I think, blurbed by Patrick Rothfuss as something that like people who like weird books would like, and I happen to really like weird books. And it's, I think, set in like a similar world to ours, but like Wild West era, sort of, and that's pretty much all I know about it. It's fantasy, it sounds badass, I'm ready for it. And the next book I was actually planning on reading beforehand, but Allie from Hardback Hoarder has been talking about this like non-stop, and that is If We Were Villains by, that's a good question, by M.L. Rio. This is a kind of thriller based around Shakespearean actors, and I love me some Shakespeare. I am very excited to delve into this. Hopefully pretty soon. I'm very excited to see why Allie likes it so much. The next book on the stack was actually like gifted to me by my boss, which was really sweet. We had Courtney Peppernell come in, and this is her first book, I think, The Road in Between. I have not gotten to it yet, but I'm very excited to. Next on the stack is an ARC that I grabbed from work, The Atomic City Girls. I'm really bad about just taking ARCs home from work. I'm pretty sure this is about the girls that worked on the atomic bomb. Yeah. And the next book is an ARC. Whoa, what do you know? And it is The Dutch Wife by Ellen Keith. This is a book that I did pick up, but I actually read the synopsis and was kind of confused. This is about a husband and wife that get taken to a camp, and somehow the husband seems to disappear and the wife is starting to work in a brothel. I don't know if she is a prostitute or not, but the wife just kind of disappears and then she starts getting it on with an SS officer, and I'm confused and also intrigued. And I've been liking a lot of World War II novels recently this year, and I've been trying to up my historical fiction game, and this just sounds interesting. The next on the stack I have already read, and it is Obsidio by Jay Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. This is the last book in the Illuminate files. I have a review for it already. I hope you guys read the series. If you haven't, get on it. I have an entire review, so I'm not gonna delve into this book. It's just, there's no reason for me to. The next book I actually picked up yesterday, and it's a little guided journal called Zen as Fuck by Monica Sweeney. It's adorable. It is just like little guided prompts and like beautiful artwork, just all about being zen and swearing while you do it, and I love that. This is my aesthetic, just so you guys know. I think I'll go ahead and dive into the library books I have in the stack now. Oh god. Ugh. I saw a reviewer that I really like that I will link on the screen somewhere talk about Camp Nano, which I didn't even know was a thing, but I've been working on my novel for several months now, and I wanted to dive into reading some like actual fiction writing books, and she recommended a few. I did end up putting a few on hold, and one including Thanks But This Isn't For Us. She kind of described this as a way of telling you why your writing sucks, but like compassionately, and I like that because I feel like some of my writing sucks right now and I think I need some help, so I'm gonna read this and hopefully it'll help me with that. The next book on the stack is Let's Talk About Love by Claire Kahn. This is about a asexual, bi-romantic Black girl in college, and I've started it so far. I've been really enjoying it. It does have a little bit of a younger tone to it. And one of the last books that I actually finished from the library is Jade City by Fonda Lee. This is so good. I will probably delve more into it in my wrap-up, but this book blew my mind. It's fantastic. I kind of would say it's like Ninjas plus The Godfather, and I just can't really go into more depth because it's so well done, and I just don't think that I'll go into more depth here just because this is a haul and not a review. So moving on before I gush about this book. And the last book that I have in my stack from the library is Wild Magic by Tamora Pierce. I am still trying to, like all these little hold slips, I'm still trying to read as many Tamora Pierce books this year as possible. I am now starting on the next quartet set in the Tortle Worlds. This is about Dane. She has an affinity for like animal magic, and I've already started this and then put it down in favor of Let's Talk About Love just because I have a lot of fantasy going on right now and I think I needed a contemporary binge, but we'll see how this goes. I am excited to see how these series pan out for me as an adult rather than as a teenager slash kid when I read them first. And I have a little sneak peek for Lifelike by Jay Kristoff that is a reminder to me to tell you guys that I actually got the e-arc from NetGalley, which is really exciting, but NetGalley is a piece of shit and it took forever for us to actually download it, and I actually had to put it on my roommate's laptop. So that's an interesting thing, but I have this. I'm excited to read it. This is his newest series that's going to be a teen series that, from what he said, is like Romeo and Juliet meets Mad Max plus Blade Runner, cheering for it on the sidelines, and I am so there for it. I need it. I need it in my life. And moving back to the books that I have acquired over the last several months, I have Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman. If you watched my January or February wrap-up, this book was in it. It is a fabulous book to start with for Neil Gaiman, personally. I think this is definitely a good book to just delve into his worlds. This is about a just Joe average guy going about his day, and then he helps this woman who seems to be dying, and then all of a sudden his friends and coworkers just start ignoring him, and people seem to have forgotten his existence, and then he kind of delves into her world of London Below, and it's just absolutely fantastic. This is an illustrated version, and I absolutely love everything illustrated by Chris Riddell for Neil Gaiman. It's just the absolute best storytelling experience ever. And moving on, the next on the stack is Newt's Emerald by Garth Nix. I got this like in December, so it's been a minute, but it's like Regency romance by Garth Nix. And I haven't heard anybody talk about it ever on BookTube, and I'm excited to get into it. Don't know when that'll be, because I've apparently decided I want to just read library books and not the books that I own recently. Shame. Shame me, please. It's just got such a pretty cover. So I bought it, and hopefully I'll get to it at some point. The next on the stack is an ARC that is a chunky historical fiction novel, I think set in the Tudor, I don't know, good question, I have no clue, but it seems like it's something that would be up my alley. It's called The Last Hours by Minette Walters, if you didn't already read that, because I didn't say it. It looks beautiful. I think it might be already out. No, it's not. It's actually going to be out in August, so hopefully I'll get to it before that. I probably won't. I'll do my best, because this looks really good, and I want to recommend more adult historical fiction, because I absolutely love historical fiction, I just never get around to reading it. And the next book is Because You Love to Hate Me, edited by Amory, but like by a whole bunch of booktubers plus authors. This was a birthday gift from my roommate. It is a collection of villainous stories, and I'm very excited to get into it. I haven't started it yet. I probably should get to it as soon as possible because it's been out for a while, and I was really stoked for it when it came out and then just never got around to reading it. And now I have a copy, so I should get around to reading it. And the next book that I'm hauling for you guys, you've seen like 1,000 times on my channel already, and it's The City of Brass by S.A. Chakraborty. And this book is just so good, guys. If you haven't heard me talk about it, then you are new here, which is great. You should hit the subscribe button. But this book is basically about a con artist living in Napoleon-era Cairo, and she accidentally summons a genie, and the genie's like, you're not supposed to be able to do that. And then they go to the City of Brass. And it's amazing. And I love it. And we're almost done. We got 3 more. We've got The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert. I got this ARC from either my roommate, won a giveaway, or we got an ARC. I don't know. We just got 2 ARCs, so we ended up with both. I haven't gotten to this one yet, but I think I will be getting to it soon because it's going to be one of our book club picks, and I'm excited for it. It has something to do with a girl whose grandmother wrote fairy tales, and they're dark, and I've heard some like twisty things. And the last 2 are actually both, I think, adult contemporaries. The first one is Christina Lauren, Love and Other Words. This, from what I've heard, is actually just like a standard fiction novel, not specifically a romance novel. I kind of hate the cover, but I don't remember anything else about it. I still want to read it though. And the last book is Campaign Widows by Amy Agresti. This book was an ARC that I picked up, I think, a very long time ago, but it is something to do with a woman who is introduced to the political society of DC. She ends up meeting these women that all kind of, you know, deal with the fact that their husbands are in politics, and it sounds adorable, and I'm excited. I wanted to read it, but I didn't get to it a couple months ago. But I think it'll be a quick read for me, so I'll try and get to it soon. And that was my haul. If you guys are not following me on Twitter and Instagram, I do post pretty much every day there, so definitely go check that out. And if you are not subscribed or have hit the bell, definitely help me out with that as well. I'm gonna go now, guys. Like, subscribe, all the good stuff. Bye!